right, St. Louis. Look like it's about close to 6 o'clock here in Florida. That's right, St. Louis. I'm heading to the gym. Got to get it in, St. Louis. Got to get it in. No question about it. It's time to go to school, St. Louis. And we have no choice but to go to school, St. Louis, because I'm one to believe that we have been uneducated. Not necessarily uneducated. We just haven't been taught the truth. How can somebody teach you the truth and they don't know the truth? In other words, if somebody's teaching you something and you're under the assumption that that somebody knows what they're talking about, and they eventually come to the realization that they never knew, so those that they taught would have been following a trajectory towards death, but yet they didn't know because those that taught them didn't know. Now that those that taught them are now coming to the realization that they didn't understand, they can now come to them to say that I now know. I'm saying to you, I'm hoping you comprehend it and understand it. All appears to be true because the undeveloped mind can only see at the level of its strength. If you're looking through a telescope and the telescope lens or the circumference of the lens, the sphere is only so wide, you're only going to see at the length of that lens. However, if the lens is widened, I'm talking about maybe 1 billion times more than it was, you're going to see things that you were incapable of seeing, but yet you didn't know before the lens was widened that you couldn't see because you had not the widening of the lens to tell you the truth. I'm telling you all that we unfortunately have been following false doctrine, false religion. And the reason we've been following this false religion is because darkness can only keep you in prison based on your ignorance, because the knowledge is the key. Once you get the knowledge, you get the power. Once you get the power, you get the freedom. Once you get the freedom, you now get the truth. And once you get the truth, you're now set free. It's imperative that we awaken and do what we need to do and not acknowledge that we are supposed to perish and supposed to die. That's not the case. Your cells are making bad copies of themselves and you're losing energy. You're tired because the cellular structure is not producing the power needed in order to give you the energy. Back in the early 1900s, 1930 plus, they came up with the idea of fission, nuclear fission. In other words, they can take an atom, A-T-O-M, atom, and split that atom and cause that atom to literally create a chain reaction. And as a result of the chain reaction, that atom at the nucleus will create an explosion. And at the critical point, that explosion will destroy everything within its range. That's one of the reasons they dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they meaning America. When we had that war going on, they dropped the bomb, fat boy, little man, and they killed thousands upon thousands of Japanese, and subsequently the Japanese surrendered. So what that tells me is that we are surrendering to something that we can't see. And as a result of surrendering, we've been in this condition for so long. We've been fighting one another, black against white, countries against countries, fighting over things that are really not beneficial, but they may appear to be beneficial to those that are illiterate. It's imperative that we come to the realization that we have never known the truth. From Einstein, general relativity, special relativity, to Warren Heisenberg, we've not known the truth. And the reason we've not been able to establish the truth is because we lack the ability to see. Nothing's physical, even though it appeared to be physical to you. It's not physical. You're encoding everything that you see, and as a result of the encoding, it becomes form in the fabric of space and time. So subsequently, we have to literally eradicate space and time. And once we can remove space and time, we can literally go towards the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th dimension and create the unified field of everything. And creating the unified field of everything, you're creating the sound of God. The time is now for us to come together, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, countries all over the world, and say enough is enough. It's time for us to fight for our babies, grandbabies, and bring darkness to its knees. It's time shut down, no question about it. The Bahamas, New York, Oregon, St. Louis, Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. I'm not out here to hurt you. I'm out here to help you to understand that you've been following the lie. And God bless you all. God bless. Come on now, St. Louis. The time is now. God bless. All right now.